Hello, my dear friends. You haven't heard of us in a while. This has a particular reason again, and as we invite you to follow us along our past year in this video, you'll see what kept us from creating our videos. We moved into our very own house. It was an exciting year for us, but let's start at the beginning. It was winter 1 year ago, January 2024, and it was a wonderful month. I went from having a big pregnant belly, which I loved, to holding this tiny little human. I gave birth to our second son, and you might remember the video we made about the birth story last year. So January was all for cuddles. We enjoyed the new family situation very much. Our oldest was happy to have a little brother, and we loved to go on walks through the sleeping winter nature. The big boy was exploring, and I had lots of time to heal and recover, while the baby slept all the way through, cuddled up in a wrap. We spent lots of time under trees at all our happy places. This is a huge mossy forest in the Eifel, quite far away, but always worth a visit. Some weeks later, when it was the beginning of spring at our place, but still very wintry in the mountains, something amazing happened. I took a walk with my son in the moor, which, by the way, looks truly amazing in winter. And look what we saw there. We saw something swimming in one of the lakes, and it was a beaver. A beaver! Geez, I've never seen a beaver in my life, and here it sat only a couple of meters in front of us. What an unforgettable moment. That was really, really amazing. So, spring arrived. And we went exploring what had changed in nature so far, and the next cool thing happened. We found tadpoles. Those cute tiny black dots in their slimy bubbles, millions of them. I think it's super important to go out in nature with kids to explore everything over and over again. It's only when they saw, felt and connected with nature that they learn how to handle it and later on try to save it. Our son was super fascinated by them, and we went back there several times in the next few weeks to check on their development. I brought my macro lens the next time, and look at these tiny creatures. So good to see here. It was still quite cold, so it took them very long to get out of their bubbles, But can you spot the movement under the surface here? They're growing. And it was now around Easter that we heard the big news. We found a house. We had been looking for a house to buy for about 5 years, and it was quite impossible to find something good or affordable, but now things got exciting. However, the start of the story was a roller coaster of feelings, and that's why I'll come back to this topic when things settle down a bit. First comes the real springtime. Everything turned green, the light got stronger, wildlife woke up, and also the tree babies reached for the sun, as well as our little friends, the tadpoles. Those busy guys, it was so fun to watch them and to see who was living in their neighborhood. We even spotted a young grass snake. Amazing and dramatic to watch at the same time, as the tadpoles were her lunch. And here you have the explanation why there are millions of tadpoles in the beginning. As it was April, the snow had a little comeback for sure. Big snowflakes were falling down in front of the already green trees. I loved it. We didn't have to wait long for the sun though, and the warmer days let the first spring greens grow quickly. This is wild garlic, and I was happy that there was a little spot in our garden of our apartment where I could harvest them. Next to some infused dandelion and daisy oil for myself, we tried something new with the sheer endless amount of dandelions this year. The neighbor let her dandelions grow wild, and it was so beautiful, and we were allowed to pick as much as we wanted. 1,000 little suns. How could you weed them anyways? We took them home, put them in a pot together with a lemon, sugar and water to make our first ever dandelion honey. That was so tasty. We're gonna make a little batch this year too. May came and late spring blurred into summer. Because we grow a lot of wild flowers and a wild mix of flowers anyway, we were able to find so many insects, spiders and other little creatures in our garden. This white crab spider hides on the white petals of margaret's waiting for the prey. How cool is that? I never seen that before. We've seen a couple of them. This year we also found a wasp spider in our garden. I saw it as a great compliment for my wild way of gardening. No, don't worry, you won't see a spider here again. Only her web, cause this one was amazing. It was so big. It was woven in front of my son's playhouse door, and he was so kind to stop playing in it for a while until the web was gone. Our garden felt like a little paradise. It was only grass when we moved in, but we turned it into a wonderful flower and vegetable garden. I'm sorry, I'm so much behind in editing our videos. I actually had started a video about our garden, but never was able to finish it, which is so sad. But at least I can show you the best part here, our endless strawberry harvest from June to July. It was now around June and July that things got sorted talking about our house. Some very unstable months were lying behind us, where we didn't know whether it would turn out good or not. And I'm talking about our dream house here, the house we had in our minds for several years. So it was only now, 3 months after we heard it was for sale, that we knew it was finally ours. And oh my gosh, everything fell off of us. Back then, we knew that we had reached something we had dreamed of for so long, arriving at home, our home, forever. That felt so good. But first we went on the road again. It was the Harz Mountains that attracted us, just like last year. We stayed in a wonderful old house with beautiful interior and pictures of the past. I prefer those before modern apartments, because you can feel the history and it is cozy in every corner. Those are postcards of old prints and paintings of the local region. But the reason we chose it was a different one. I'm not joking when I tell you that we love steam trains. We chose the apartment because it was directly next to the railway. I mean, like literally next to the railway. We watched it drive by several times a day, and we weren't getting tired of running out on the balcony to see it for the whole week of our stay. Last year we hiked up the Brocken Mountain, but this year we enjoyed a ride on the train to the top. Last year we were drenched because of the rain when we reached the top, but this year we were spoiled with good weather and enjoyed the wide view.
I've heard a story, I've heard it said, I've come to believe that love is a bet. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose and sometimes
We also explored the whole area on our vacation, finding several waterfalls and losing our minds in the ever-ongoing play of the water. I could watch it for hours. I always try to follow the falling water drops down to the ground with my eyes, and in the next moment I lose the focus and it's all a white mass of water. I love that. Back at home, summer showed off its strength in weather extremes. Hot and sunny days, as well as rainy nights with lightning and thunder. Me and my husband love thunderstorms, and we used to chase them in our area too. Now that we have kids, at least one of us has to stay at home, but this August that was definitely enough. In our new home, we'll have an even better view into the directions where thunderstorms can be seen, but these lightnings felt like an amazing goodbye from our old home. The high peak of summer quickly turned into late summer, which is my favorite time of the warmer month. And guess what I like most about this time of the year? There was this one special morning, misty, silent, yet bright because of the sun behind the deep clouds. I took my camera and I put our baby on my back, and while I wandered through our garden and the little forest behind the house, he quickly fell asleep. The dewdrops let the artworks of nature become more visible. Look how different they all are. I just love misty mornings. In September, we also packed up our life and got ready to move. This was the fourth time moving in less than 10 years, and every time I went through our stuff, I took the chance to declutter as much as I could. I go for the KonMari method, as I found out that saying thank you to a thing makes it much easier to let it go. I also try to sell or give away most of it, and a friend let me put a box with some of our old stuff in front of her house in the city. People walking by just take what they want, and in this case, even the whole box vanished at the end. October was the moving month. These are the first views from our new home. It was not only our clothes and things from our apartment that moved with us, but also a lot of plants from our garden. I had already started to dig them out in September, but there were a lot more to dig out and bring to our new home. We still need to sort out how the new garden will look like, but that's a topic for a future episode. We now had 3 weeks to renovate the house, which doesn't seem much for a whole house, but we had lots of people who helped us, and luckily the state of the house was very good. So next to some night shifts and sanding, while the baby slept, and painting the walls, it was fine. There was this beautiful grass wallpaper in our bedroom, but 35 years of frames, furniture and the sun leave the traces, so we decided to paint it. It took 3 layers of paint before it was good, but in the end, we're happy we kept the wallpaper and love the warmth of the color. We also dared to paint another wall in a blue-greenish color, and this is just so beautiful. It's a wall between 2 big windows, and this color creates a connection between the sky that's visible in the left window and the garden of the right window. I am glad we moved at the end of the year. All vegetables and fruits of the old garden were harvested and the new garden went into winter hibernation, so we didn't have to care about this topic at all. It felt the same for us too. We had pushed our boundaries, for example, with those late-night renovation shifts and carrying boxes with a baby on our back. But at least the kids seemed to be good with this big change in their young life. We had pushed through the last months, especially the last weeks, and we needed rest. We welcomed the slower and darker months to focus on ourselves and the kids. Boxes were to be unpacked, furnitures were to be set up, and new rhythms and routines were to be found. We made a welcome fire with potato soup and bread on sticks. It will forever stay something special to cook over a fire, watching the wild flames and feeling the connection to nature while sitting under an old oak tree in the crisp air of November. We now have a much easier access to our garden and huge windows to watch the garden wildlife every day. I can't get enough of the sunset light, and our living room faces west. But November also spoiled me with misty mornings, those that I love so much. I felt at home. We are at home now, finally. Quick topic change now, but in November we also celebrated our first wedding anniversary. And of course I won't miss this chance to again show the dress I am very proud I've sewn myself. This was all 1 year ago. Back then I was pregnant, not working, and I had enough time to take care of all those little details of my dress. It was wonderful to create it, and I made a dream come true with this cape veil. I'm also thankful that I made this photo shooting on my own in my beloved moss forest back then, as it was taken down last summer, unfortunately. But let's not talk about that now. It's still hard for me to even think of it being gone. Let's rather look at this warm and cozy cape I made that I can also wear on usual days in winter. My husband and me, we both love to think back of the preparation months and the wedding day itself. December is for nature wonders. May it be snow, hair ice, or may it be the glittering frost everywhere, or the sound you just heard, which only occurs when you throw stones on frozen but snow-free lakes that are very rare here. Listen carefully, open your eyes, and take mindful walks through your forest nearby, and you'll see them. December was finally also the time when the cats were allowed to go outside again. Panda took the chance immediately, but Ronja will probably wait for spring to feel secure enough to go outside again. She has been living inside for the last 3 years, as 3 cat doors appeared a bit too much for her. We don't know what that was about, as she had been outside frequently in the apartment before the last one. But she seemed good, and we knew it wasn't to be forever. Next summer, she'll be a happy field and garden cat. Winter brings a lot of magic with it. Every evening, murmurations of starlings gather in the sky in front of our living room, and we'll never get tired of watching them. Sometimes we even sit in front of the window to watch them, as they are getting more and more every minute, becoming countless. I felt that we had settled a bit. As you can see, we still have boxes standing around, but it gets better. It's okay if it's a slow process and family comes first. For several weeks, I worked on a lovely window decoration I had thought of for quite a while. Those are gonna be old Dutch houses backed with translucent paper, which looks beautiful with light set up behind them. Decorating for Christmas always takes me the whole Christmas time. I do it step by step, but in the end, we end up with a cozy Christmas home, so it's okay. And this year, it was the first time we celebrated in our very own home. You can't believe how much this meant to us, as it was a long way to get here. I hope I'll be able to explain more about the background story of the house purchase soon. It's a special one for sure. If you have any questions so far, let me know in the comments and I'll answer them soon. But for now, I am thankful that you're still here watching this video that we created with so much love for you. Thank you for watching.